Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Sydney. I film cruelty-free beauty videos, and today's video is going to be a full piece of nothing new slash get ready with me life update video. So I know it's going to be a long one, so I'm not going to blabber on any further. Let's hop into it. All right, you guys, so I pulled out a couple of older products that I think I want to use today. Honestly, a lot of these have been like kind of firmly lodged in my routine for the past couple of weeks, and quite a few of them are Project Pan items, so some of these might not be like, oh, I didn't know you had that product. I'm not really pulling things out of the woodwork, but I did want to use some older products while I chatted with you guys today. But per usual, I'm going to start with my Essence I Heart Color Intensifying Eye Base on my eyes. So in the next 2 days, I am actually attempting to pre-film about 8 videos, which is very ambitious. I don't know if I'm going to be able to film that many because that's just a lot of videos. Usually my limit is about 3 a day, and I know that several of them are going to be on the longer side, so we'll see if I get that far. But I'm pre-filming because I am actually moving. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my Super Broken Essence All About Matte Setting Powder and just apply a little bit of that to my crease because I do have some oily eyelids that like to crease on me. But in my last Get Ready With Me, I told you guys that I was moving at some point this summer. I forgot if I told you like August or what I said, but I'm actually moving at the end of July. I'm not sure when this video is gonna go up either, since I am pre-filming quite a bit, but I'm actually moving next week when I'm filming this, so that's really exciting. I just feel like the past 3 or 4 months have been really rough. Like, I mean, the whole world has just had like a super rough 2020, but I just feel like things are finally just coming together, and I'm just so excited about it, you guys. So for eyes, I'm going to start off with my Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. I'm going to go with another product towards the end of this look, but I'm feeling easy, simple, warm neutrals today. I'm going to start off with the shade Morgan right here, which is like a beautiful peachy shade, and just blend this through my crease as a transition. Yeah, I'm moving into another apartment, which I was originally hoping to move into a house, but it just wasn't meant to be at this time. There were none in the area that I live in that A, we could afford, or B, were available when we needed them to be. Here's the other weird thing that's happening with this whole move. So I toured that apartment complex when I first moved to this area because I moved here for college, and I liked it. I thought it was good. It was just a little bit out of my price range for what I was looking for at that point. So then I ended up at the place I'm living right now. But I remembered really enjoying it, and when I called them to see if it would be a possibility to tour those apartments this time around, they were like, yeah, we can't show you anything until the end of July. And I was like, I want to move in like August. So I kind of was just like, okay, well, this is what we're looking for. If something comes available, please let me know. And something did come available, but I still haven't seen the space. Which, now that I'm saying that out loud, I'm kind of like, maybe that was not the best idea, but I feel much better after kind of walking around the complex last night. Everything just looks really well kept, and I have a really good feeling about it. Okay, next I'm going to go in with the shade Jasper, which is a really warm kind of medium toned brown. Yeah, so I feel really good about that. I am so excited to decorate this place, you guys. I really only have plans for the balcony and the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, and then our second bedroom and our first bedroom. I don't really know what I'm going to do with that space yet, but I'm so excited about the living room and the balcony. I wanted to focus on the balcony first because where I live, it's cold for like 7.5 months out of the year. So I know we're not going to be able to enjoy the balcony for very long, so I really want to get that settled. I don't really have any inspiration pictures to show you guys for that one because the vision that I have in my head is kind of like a hodgepodge of all the photos I've been looking at on Pinterest. I don't really have a specific inspiration photo for that one, but I will insert one right here for kind of what I'm thinking for the living room. Thinking like light gray toned with some like light wood accents and some like little pops of green. I'm so excited. I never really decorated my first apartment, the one that I'm living in right now, because I had to buy like all the furniture and all the kitchen stuff, so by the time I got done with that I was like out of decoration money. So I'm so excited to be able to do that with this new place. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna call that good on the shadow from the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. Here's where I'm gonna cheat just a little bit. So this is a new product to me. It's not a new product period, but it is a new product to me, and this is the Rowan Beauty 75 Degrees South palette. Is it just a 75 degrees palette? I think it's the 75 degrees palette. So I have an upcoming Sephora haul. It's probably going to be posted before this video is, but I actually went ahead and placed an order for some of my $1,000 Sephora fantasy basket items. I of course did not buy all of them because that would be absolutely crazy, but I did grab a couple of things, and this shadow palette was one of them. It's so pretty. I feel like so luxurious owning this, you guys. I'm so excited, and I just thought it would be really pretty with this look I have today. So here's my issue with this palette, or not my issue, but here's like my dilemma with this palette. I don't know whether or not I should use a glitter glue. I think I'm going to, just because I always do with like shimmery eyeshadows. Of course I'm going to play with this more with and without a glitter glue to see what works best, but I think for now we're going to start with the glitter glue. So of course I'm just going to go into my NYX glitter glue, and I'm just going to take this on a little Shop Miss A E122 brush, and I'm going to pat it on my lid. And then I know you're supposed to use these shadows with your finger, so I'm just going to dip my finger in. I'm going to go into this golden shadow right here, and I know you have to kind of work them up a little bit. That's really pretty. Oh, I'm excited. I am excited. Oh, I like it. I like it. It felt kind of gritty when I first stuck my finger in there, but the more I like kind of work it up, there's a bit of creaminess to it. Felt like a bald spot right there that I can't cover. And we'll come back to that one. Alright guys, so here is what that shadow is looking like on both eyes. It's definitely a very textured looking shadow, which I knew going into this, and I think it's pretty. I don't really have any issues with it. I did have a little bit of trouble getting it to stick like right there on my eye. There was like a bald patch, and I like really had to kind of work it in with my finger, but right now I'm pleased. I know that these are kind of creasy shadows, so I'm not gonna like freak out if they crease, but I'm interested to see kind of how they wear throughout the day. It's so pretty. I'm so happy right now. So now I think it's time to move on to my face, and I wanted to share my favorite foundation combo with you guys as of late. I shared it on my Instagram stories the other day, but I know not everyone watches those. So what I've been doing is I've been mixing a little bit of my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer with my LA Girl Pro HD Coverage Foundation. This is just the white shade, in my Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. So I actually have never mixed a primer with a foundation before. I just always, I don't know, I thought they were two separate things in my head, and never really considered mixing them. I don't know why, but I heard Julia Adams MUA, or maybe I saw her do it in one of her videos several weeks ago, and I've been hooked ever since. I really have not been enjoying the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. It was my favorite dewy foundation at one point, but that's just really not the case anymore. And so by mixing a little bit of this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer in there, this solves a lot of the problems that I was having. I felt like it was just a little bit too heavy on my skin, and weirdly enough, I feel like mixing the Poreless Putty Primer in there makes it look so much more skin-like. It makes it wear like 10,000 times better. I felt like when I would wear it throughout the day, it would kind of like break up and like sink into my pores. But this little cocktail has made panning my flower foundation so much more pleasant. So I just kind of mix that cocktail up in the back of my hand and then patch it onto my cheeks. And then as always, I like to go in with my little sponge. I feel like mixing the primer in does sheer out the foundation a little bit, but I would rather have a more sheer buildable coverage foundation than something super full coverage anyways. I'm just gonna build up a little bit more coverage on my cheeks. How have you guys been doing your makeup when you wear a mask like out in public? I am still not able to go back to work, so I've literally been home pretty much 24/7 for like the past 3 or 4 months. So when I go out, I usually just don't wear makeup, although recently I have been just like doing my brows, a little bit of eyeshadow, and just the teeniest bit of under eye concealer, and I'm kind of really digging that. I actually have to go back to in-person classes in the fall, at least as of right now. My university has decided to hold in-person classes, and I am actually really okay with just doing my eyeshadow, my brows for the day. Like, eyeshadow is my favorite part of makeup. Usually I spend the most time on my face makeup because I do have pretty problematic skin, but if I can just get away with like just doing eyeshadow, that would make me a pretty happy camper. Next, I'm going to go in with my Catrice Camouflage Concealer or Camouflage Cream. This one's in the light pink shade, and I'm just going to correct my dark circles. Next, I'm going to go in with my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer, which my camera refuses to focus on. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this and dab it under my eyes. This tube is like almost empty. I'm just trying to squeeze out every little last bit of it. Alright, next I'm going to go in with my Milk Makeup Matte Bronzing Stick in the shade Baked. So how I like to apply this is, I know a lot of people draw it on their face, but that just grosses me out for some reason. So I just take an angled brush. This one's the #1 brush from the BH Cosmetics Rose Quartz set, and I load it up on there, and then I just kind of stamp it onto my cheeks. It looks really scary at first, but it blends in really, really well. So don't worry. So the other really exciting thing that has happened lately is that I actually bought a camper. So in my last Get Ready With Me full face of nothing new, I forgot what I called it, I told you guys I was kind of toying with the idea of buying like an old vintage camper, fixing it up inside. So over the past couple months, I've been really searching for one, mostly on like Facebook Marketplace, and you guys, that is a vicious place. Not like rude people wise, but like people are like, they move fast on things. And I've been searching for months and months and months, and I really hadn't had much luck. I kept finding campers that I loved, and I would like message the people trying to go see it, and then someone else would buy it. And I was just like having a hard time, and like last week I think I said I'm just gonna take a break, I'm gonna take like a month off. Really not having good luck, I'm getting really frustrated. So, and then I found myself scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, and lo and behold, there's a camper that is A, in my price range, B, looks to be the correct size for what I can pull, and B, is actually in the town that I live in. Okay, before I continue on with my story, I want to jump into my e.l.f. Cream Blush Palette, and I think I'm gonna mix these two shades. I love mixing these blushes so much, you guys. So I kind of just sent the guy a message on a whim. I was out of town when I saw it, and I wasn't gonna get back in town until the next day, and I was like, you know what, this is the kind of price and the kind of camper that I've looked at before, I've tried to look at before, and people just swoop in and buy it without even looking at it, and I never get it. So I just sent him a message saying like, hey, I'd love to come look at this one, and I asked a couple of questions just on a whim, just like, we'll see what happens. Lo and behold, not only did he respond, but no one bought it by the time I got home. And so I was like, okay, it's super close, but I hadn't really even been able to look at any other campers like in person. I've just seen pictures online before they had been sold. So I'm like, you know what, if anything, I'm just gonna go look at it. I'm gonna go kind of get my feet wet looking at campers, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So we get there, and I just fall in love with it, you guys. It was totally love at first sight. I'm gonna insert a little video that I took of the inside of the camper right there. I'll try to speed it up because I know not everyone really cares about this. But I'm gonna apply a little bit of my ColourPop light sticks to my cheekbones while we talk about this. Kind of throughout my camper search, I had realized that maybe I needed one that was a little bit more finished or renovated than I had originally thought. I originally thought, you know what, I'm gonna get like a super junky one. I am gonna gut it. I'm gonna do all of this myself. And through doing some more research, I kind of realized that's probably not really realistic, Sydney. And so I slowly started to look for more renovated campers, and you guys, this one is like, I could camp in it tomorrow. It's perfect. It's, I don't know if everything is quite to my taste. I like it. I kind of want to change the blue accent to like a sage green or like a navy blue, like a navy teal blue. I saw the prettiest inspiration picture on Pinterest for that, and I'm kind of leaning towards doing that, but for now I'm just gonna leave things as they are. I got a really good deal on it. I'm so excited. I feel like things are just falling into place, like all my hopes and dreams over the past couple months they're coming to light, and that's just making me really happy. So obviously, since I live in an apartment, I cannot keep my camper here, but luckily my mom said I could keep it at her house for the time being, and there's plenty of campgrounds around there. So my mom came and got it last night, and it made it safely home. I was so nervous. We followed them halfway home just to make sure everything was okay, and everything went fine, and I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of my Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer and a big old fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of bronzer down my neck to even things out. But I just look at that camper and I just can't help but feel like I'm going to make so many good memories in there with my boyfriend, with family and friends, and it's just a good thing. I'm really, really happy. I think before I start setting things down, I'm going to apply just a little bit more blush. I feel like with cream blush, I apply like my initial layer, and then about halfway through my makeup, I go back and decide I want more. All right, now I'm gonna start setting things down with my Beauty Bakery flour powder. I like to do like a mini bake under my eyes. I think Emily Noel calls it microwaving her under eyes, but I like to take a damp sponge and then just like the teeniest amount of powder in my cap, and I just get a little tiny bit on there, and then I just press it into my under eyes. This has been the most natural way I found to set my under eyes. Well, sometimes it does like extra brighten them up, like in comparison to the rest of my face, but like texture wise, I feel like this looks the most natural for me. I also do a little bit of microwaving on my smile lines. And then I'm just going to take a larger brush and kind of lightly set down the rest of my face. I've really been into using a lot less powder lately. I feel like when winter hits, I'm going to be like, no powder ever again. But since it's summertime, I do get a little bit oily, so I gotta use a little bit of powder. Alright guys, so I just hopped off camera real quick to do my brows. I used the e.l.f. I think this is called like the Lock On Eyebrow Cream, eyebrow pomade, something like that. It doesn't have the name on here, of course, but I have the taupe blonde shade, and I actually use this brush from Real Techniques. It's their brow brush. It is super duper old in my collection, but I really like how this applied the pomade. I hadn't tried it with this brush before just because it's like so chunky, but I'm pretty happy with the results. I mean, they don't look like natural by any means, but it filled them in really quickly and it was really easy to do. Okay, so now I'm going to dip back into the Sunrise palette, and I think I'm just going to dip back into the shade Jasper right here, which is that beautiful warm brown. And I'm just going to buff this under my lower lash line. Alright, have you guys watched Hamilton on Disney Plus? I need to know if you are also obsessed. I actually saw Hamilton 2 years ago at this point in Chicago, and it was absolutely incredible, but my boyfriend had not seen it, and so we watched it, of course, when it came out on Disney Plus, and now he is absolutely obsessed. He has not stopped playing the Hamilton soundtrack. It's been 3 weeks since it came out, I think, and I think we've listened to the soundtrack approximately 50 times. I mean, I'm not complaining because I love it, but he just resisted Hamilton for so long and now he understands. Okay, so for my inner corner, I'm going to dip into my Pure Bronze and Brighten palette, and I'm just going to take the highlighting shade right here. I think I got this palette in a BoxyCharm years ago, and I really only hold on to it for this highlighter because I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's a little bit sparkly. It's not chunky glittery, but it's definitely got a little something something there. It's not super natural on the skin. And then I'm just going to put a little dibble dabble on my brow bone. Alright guys, next I'm going to throw on some mascara, and I'm going to throw on a little bit of the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara after I curl my lashes, of course. I think I initially tried this mascara in an Instagram Get Ready With Me, and I did not have a super positive opinion of it, but I have absolutely loved it in the past couple weeks. I think it just needed some time to dry out. It is absolutely gorgeous. It builds a really nice volume on my lashes. I wish it gave me a little bit more length. It wears really, really well throughout the day. I hardly get any smudging or flaking. And I'm talking after like 12, 13-hour days. Alright, so while I kind of let that first coat of mascara dry, I'm going to go in with my Makeup Revolution Sport Fix Setting Spray. I'm going to set my face with this, but I've been doing it a different way. So I've really been loading up the flat side of my Shop Miss A sponge with this setting spray and just kind of pressing it very, very lightly. Oh, I just sprayed my mirror, so now I can't see anything. But I've just kind of been pressing it very lightly into my skin. I feel like this helps my long wearing setting sprays cut down on the powdery look. I feel like usually my long wearing setting sprays don't really do much for the powdery look of my makeup. They just kind of lock things in a little bit longer. But I feel like this makes everything look much more skin-like, and I think it just helps my makeup wear longer. I feel like I get a more even application of setting spray, and I can really concentrate it in the areas where I need more coverage. or I just need things to last a little bit longer. Plus, I feel like I still have that dewy look to my skin. Alright, so off camera I applied another coat of mascara, and now I'm going to go in with my Buxom Plump Line lip liner in the shade Incognito and just line my lips. I'm really excited because in the new place I will also have a new filming space. Right now I literally film in my living room in a corner, and I'll have kind of an office space that I can use for filming. So I'm really excited to kind of revamp my little makeup area. I'm kind of planning on filming the process. I think I'm just going to show you guys like what I'm working with right now and then kind of take you along the planning process for my new space, and I'm really excited about it. And then to finish off this look, I'm going to go in with the Persona Season 1 gloss in the shade Coral. I've been obsessed with this gloss, you guys. I've hardly worn like any other lip products lately. It's so comfortable. The color is like so pretty, and it's so like sheer and pretty, not in like a bad way. It just like livens up my face and livens up any look that I wear it with. Alright, that's gonna wrap this up, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this full face of nothing new / get ready with me / live update video. I had so much fun sitting down and just chatting with you guys. I feel like I haven't done a lot of filming lately because it's been so hot. I just like I can't with these lights. I like can't breathe and I don't have central air, so my air conditioning unit is super loud. But it was really nice to just kind of sit down and catch up with you guys. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what products you've rediscovered in your collection lately. Are you like shopping your stash more since you've been home? Are you shopping your stash less? Let me know. I'd love to chat about it down below. But that's gonna wrap it up for me, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!